Good evening. Welcome to the Hudson Gross podcast. I'm your host, Hudson Gross, and today I'm sat with the one and only Nicolas Kuhnert. Nick is in grade 11 and is about to move out into an apartment. He has some very interesting views on life and is a very deep thinker. I hope you enjoy this episode as much as I enjoyed making it. Hey Nick, how's it going?
Good. How are you, bro?
I'm really good. So you just moved into your own house, right?
Well, it's been a long story, right? So
Yeah. So tell us the whole thing.
wanna hear the
I
whole
want to
thing?
hear the whole thing.
Okay, man. Okay, man. So the house that I was born in, well, the house that I was born into, I've always lived in. And that was a strange house to live in.
Yeah.
There was a lot of memories that I made, a lot of good memories, a lot of bad memories. And that's where I believe we met at Amy.
Oh yeah.
And from there, in about grade 6, when I was 9 years old, we went and lived with my grandpa. And grandpa screwed us over a little bit.
Oh really?
Yeah, he said, come live with me. We'll share the house. I'll move into a retirement home. And then you guys can have the place.
Okay.
We were there for 2 weeks. And he made us pay him a bunch of money and then told us to get out.
Oh really?
Yeah, he kicked us out. So we were technically homeless for a little bit while we were finding a place, and then we got the trailer.
Oh yeah.
And the trailer I would call home more than I would the first house or any other place, because the trailer just feels very comfortable to me.
Yeah.
That's where I started on my guitar journey,
Oh yeah.
and where I had a lot of major lessons with my friends and stuff, and at Laurie went through the last part of grade 6 through Laurie, and now up to pretty much finishing grade 11 there. And over the last little while, my mom and dad had some arguments, and some stuff was said, some stuff was found, and I said basically, I'm getting the hell out of here. Bye guys.
Yeah.
I'm going out. So I went to stay with one friend. I don't want to say names, but if you know who I am, you know who these people are.
Yeah, exactly.
So I went to stay with the one friend, and some things happened. It wasn't super comfortable. I was thankful, but there were just some other things I could do.
Yeah.
And now I'm living with my other best friend, and I have been for about a week and a half.
All right.
And my first rental agreement starts August 1st.
Dang.
Yeah, $650 a month. It's pretty good. It's a good place. I can feel comfortable. And moving out has been a huge experience. I've had a lot to deal with about stress, thinking of my family and of my friends, and I've learned a couple lessons too since I've been out. But it's been pretty good so far. Like riding a wave.
That's cool.
Like riding a wave.
So you said earlier to me that you already planned out, because you know how much the rent is.
Yeah.
So you planned out how many hours and everything.
Yeah. So I drew up a schedule in my workbook.
Nice.
So yeah, rent is $650 a month. So we get paid twice a month on the 22nd or on the 7th and the 22nd, or around that.
I think, it's around that.
So that means I have to put away $325 from each paycheck, which is, doesn't seem like a lot of money, but for high schooler working at Wendy's, that's
that's quite a bit.
That's a bit of money. So I'm practicing doing that at Buddy's house right now, where I've gotten paid once, and I right away took $325, slapped it in an envelope, and said, that is money I'm not even going to think about.
Yeah.
Not going to touch it.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's money. Yeah. And that's what you kind of have to do too, is you have to learn to save. Because I'm a big spender.
Oh, really?
Just today, I blew my last $10 on chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
I bought a big jug of chocolate milk this morning. I thought, oh, this is going to be, I've earned this. And then, oh no, that $10
Oh, wait.
That $10 was for lunch on Saturday. So you learn lessons pretty quickly about, what to do and what not to do. And I'm expecting a couple days of probably going hungry a little bit.
Yeah.
I've gone hungry before. Again, in the old house and stuff, there were nights where, I'd get up and there wasn't dinner made and stuff like that. And again, because I don't think they'll ever see this show. So I'm some of them things I'll talk about, like with my dad.
Yeah.
Like, I get up in the morning, and he'd be making this huge, extravagant breakfast, right? Eggs, bacon, eggs Benedict, just beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And I say, "Hey, Dad, could I have some?" "No." "Oh, why?" "I used all the bacon." "Okay, thanks." And I have to have instant oatmeal. I was eating this huge,
Uh,
and it was always good looking meals too, right?
yeah.
Like I wouldn't, and just things like that. I'm realizing staying with the new family right now is like I get up in the morning and breakfast is ready to go.
Yeah.
That's new to me. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's the same with my girlfriend's house. Like I wasn't used to that, and her mom makes them like every meal. I'm like,
Really?
what? Like, cause usually, like I make like my lunches for school and stuff like that. She makes them like everything.
Wow.
Like she does so much.
So you come from a little bit of that too, then, hey?
Yeah, I think it was for my own good.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely like calculated per se, you know.
Because you learn how to make that stuff on your
Yeah,
own a little more.
yeah, and they would like have us, like help with dinner and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Not even like for me, it's like their mom and dad's favorite meal was a fend for yourself night,
Jeez.
where dad would make his huge big. He wouldn't even give mom any.
Really?
Yeah, all for
Jeez.
himself. I love Nutella
Oh yeah.
and I love pieces of bread. I'll just eat the pieces of bread. No butter, nothing. Just yep.
Really? Just bread?
A bread witch.
Yeah. You seen that clip?
I have not. Is that a clip?
Yeah, there's a clip of someone who made a bread witch.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
bread and bread, and in
And then
between
bread.
there's bread. Yeah.
Oh, I've done that. I did that yesterday on the way to work. Grabbed 2 pieces of bread. Because I don't know, it's probably not a super heavy food, but for me, it always feels filling.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's because it's like lots of carbs.
Yeah, energy, right? Is
Yeah.
carbs energy or what is carbs? Is that just the thickness? Is that just the...
Yeah, it like rice. When you eat a lot of rice, it's very filling.
Mhm.
That's kind of like what carbs is, I guess.
Do you like rice?
Yeah, because carbs is in like I don't know, like rice and yeah, lots of like wheat products. Um, and yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it's like whatever makes you like yeah, like the foods that like get you filled, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
like to be filled with food.
Me too.
What kind of food would you fill me with, Hudson?
Bread.
Bread. All right.
A bread sandwich.
A bread witch.
Yeah. Right, a bread witch. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so you said that you started playing guitar when was that in grade 6 when you moved into the
So,
thing?
as long as I can remember, I've always wielded an instrument. And this is something I'd love to talk about, because if you get me started on this, that hour's going to go by quick, man.
Great, awesome. Let's hear it.
Alrighty. So, music for me has been a very long, adventurous journey. It started with my mom telling me that, like, pretty much even right from when they were bringing me back from the hospital when I was born, like super young, they used to have 2 kinds of CDs in the car. They'd have Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash. Don't ask me why. Those are 2 very different types
Yeah.
of music.
Yeah.
But apparently, whenever they put the Johnny Cash CDs on, I'd be very calm. I'd be
Oh, really?
very happy. And as soon as they even turned it off or put on the Elvis, I would cry. I would scream and cry. and I wanted to hear Johnny Cash. And that evolved into eventually I learned what the CD player was so we had the TV and then the DVD player and the CD player.
Yeah.
And I found out there's cables in the back.
Oh, yeah.
So they'd catch me a lot of times unplugging the cables and plugging the cables back in again, which is my love of studio equipment and working with different cables and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
love setting up equipment. I love using real gear. And when I was 6 or 7, I was put in violin club.
Oh, really?
And that was one of the best experiences I could have possibly had.
Yeah.
Because I cherished my violin. I still have it.
Really?
I had it
Are you
signed.
good?
Probably not anymore. I could play the ice cream song.
Oh yeah.
I could do that really well. But I love that thing. And I remember my grandma would always take me to violin club, and I got to go to Silverwood, and we played in the green homes. Like
wow.
I was in it for a good couple of years
Wow.
with Mr. Lutz, if anybody knows Mr. Lutz.
That's cool.
And from there, it jumped to trumpet in grade 6. I hated the trumpet.
Oh really?
Sorry, any trumpet players. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I did not care about that thing. I'm pretty sure I dropped it out of its case once or twice. And I remember the most fondest memory of the trumpet is I did the one thing that you're never supposed to do. I tried breathing in.
What?
It was the worst thing I've ever tasted in my whole life. It was disgusting. Completely, like all brass and woodwind instruments. I won't pick them up again.
Oh really?
I won't.
So you're just no wind or brass
I'm a
anymore.
string guy.
Wow.
I'm a strings and keys guy and drums.
And drums. Yeah, yeah. You like the hands-on stuff.
The hands-on stuff,
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah. No mouth things.
No mouth things. I'm good. Yeah, and that's when I picked up the bass guitar. Also was in grade 6, and I remember
Dang.
Miss Radice. I always asked her, "Can I play bass?" She's like, "No, we don't have room for that. We don't have that in here. We're woodwind. It's grade 6."
Yeah.
I kept bugging her, but I got to play bass in middle school. But I quickly switched over to percussion.
Oh yeah.
Had more fun hitting things with sticks.
Yeah, it is.
Lost
it is
interest
more
in my
fun.
bass guitar. And now the guitar journey is its own separate thing.
So here we go on to chapter 2,
Yeah.
guitars.
So we just went through the first evolution, violin to trumpet to bass.
Right.
But guitar goes back earlier, but it's a rockier start,
Okay.
right? It took me out to dinner, but never called me back until about 2 years later, sort of thing.
Okay.
I was given a guitar as a Christmas present. It was a blue guitar. It was a Nova. I remember if that's anything. It was a Nova. Cheap. I think it was. Do you remember when they still had the catalogs for grocery stores at Christmas time?
Oh yeah.
And there was a catalogs. I think they had them at school too. The Scholastic catalog.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
All right.
It was a guitar. It was a guitar that Mom got out of this catalog, and it was blue. And I had a guitar teacher for 3 days until I gave up, and I told the poor guy to go home, and I never wanted to see him again.
Oh my.
Yeah. He worked at our church. He actually ended up teaching me bass, just the basics of it, right? So I could play in church, because I played in church for bass a couple of years.
Oh, that's cool.
That's where I found my love for being on stage and just being
yeah.
part of a team.
Yeah.
Just rocking the bass, rocking that G note over and over and over and over. And yeah, guitar's been there as long as I can remember in the recent years, because I picked it up again. I was given a guitar from church. They gave me an old black guitar in grade 9 that I fixed up and worked out again, and I learned House of the Rising Sun.
Nice.
And then Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You by Led Zeppelin, and that was it. I just completely took off from there. Writing stuff, I've written a couple songs.
Oh really?
I actually, before I had to move out, I'd converted my bedroom into a studio.
Oh yeah.
So
That's on your Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. So I'd actually literally, like, I'd go to sleep and I'd wake up and I'd have to remember not to trip on cables, or sometimes the mic stand would be down right here, or there'd be guitars all over the place. Because again, like, I love that thing, right? I put myself in the environment that I want, just like what we're doing
Yeah.
here. Put yourself in the environment that you want to be in, and you will slowly become that thing. Is advice that I can give on that.
That's one of my questions.
Oh.
Are you okay to segue?
Absolutely.
Do you have any words of advice for this up and coming generation or people in music, stuff like that?
I've asked around to a lot of people that same question, and the biggest answer that I've always gotten is to learn. The meaning of life for me is to learn, because you can always learn. People who are deaf have to learn to use their eyes. People who are blind have to learn their ears. You can always learn no matter what disadvantages you have, no matter what advantages you have. The word wisdom, what it means is that you don't know everything. To be wise means you don't know everything.
Right, you're like you're okay with not knowing certain things
Exactly.
and knowing other things.
But wanting to seek that out.
Yeah.
But wanting to continue to learn.
Yeah.
And that's why school is very important. But school's different for me. Again, if anybody knows me from school, I'm not a school guy.
Fair enough.
I come to school to be a menace and upset teachers and upset students.
Yeah.
And upset my friends.
I know a lot of people that think you might be a little crazy in the head.
Cuckoo side?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's one of the other reasons why I wanted you on this podcast, because I wanted to see, like, you know, how this came to be. You know, I wanted to put, like, you know, as an actual person.
Yeah.
You know, like, in the limelight. You know.
Because me in school and me out of school are two different people.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you definitely, like, have I don't know, like, you like to, like, have fun with people's perceptions and and things.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
I love people who are super serious because it's so easy to mess with them.
Yeah.
Like some of the substitute teachers that we have come in and they're super suit and tie. They're old. They've been through it. It's as serious as can be because you just tell them one thing and it totally like messes. It crosses all the wires in their brains and they get excited. I feel that's always been my superpower, is that I can talk to a person for about a minute and usually get a fairly good sense of who they are, what would make them laugh, you know, what kind of things they enjoy, and I can match it too.
Oh yeah.
Like when I am standing on the street and I'm with my bike, like just at Walmart the other day, and some guy comes up to me and he's obviously strung out, right? And he's been around the block, you know, he's an older guy, and I just examined him. He started talking to me. Hey buddy, what's up? What's going on, man? Just getting my bike here. He had his bike chain wrapped around his bike as a bike lock.
Oh yeah.
And I just matched. I was like, hey man, what is going on, man? What you up to? Just kind of dropped everything down a little bit because it makes people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like a mirroring, even what you're doing right now. Like you're kind of holding the microphone almost how I'm holding my water.
Yeah. It's
a sense of comfort, right? It's a sense of you feel good. You can feel like you're trusting. Things like that I'm really good at, which is why I can come to school and have lots of fun.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of different types of people at school, right? And the students are completely different from the teachers, and I hang out with the teachers. That's probably the only reason why I'm passing. It's probably the only reason why I'm passing is because I'm friends with the teachers.
Yeah, I think that, like, you have a life that's, like, very, like, interesting and very, like, flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you've kind of broken the bonds of society.
Yeah.
In a way. And like you just do whatever you feel like. Exactly. Like there's nothing stopping you. Like you just, and it's not like you don't care. It's just like you just, like, don't want to, and it's just you just do whatever you want. Like
I will do the abstract thing.
Yeah.
I will do the thing that people will look at and say, what is wrong with that guy? What is I think he escaped out of some sort of traveling psych ward or something.
The funny part is that people at school, like, actually think that.
Have they actually said that to you? Really? Like what? Like they said, like, is he crazy?
Yeah. And some people are, like, scared of you and stuff. It's hilarious.
I'm sorry to anybody who's scared of me. But I can see where you're coming from. I would be scared of me too.
Yeah, that's another reason why I wanted you on this podcast, right? Is because I wanted to let people know that you're not scary,
Show
you
them
know?
I'm not the monster that I am in the hallways at school.
Yeah.
Oh man, oh geez. See, if people would just come up and talk to me, but it doesn't work like that because I come up and talk to
Yeah.
them.
No, yeah.
No, but deep down inside me, besides all the laughing and the craziness that I have, I really try to care about everybody that I come into contact with, especially like my brother, Jaden.
Oh yeah.
We've had a kind of a rocky relationship, but I've really been working the past year. I mean, things are upset a little bit right now, but I'm going to
Yeah.
quickly, like, I really care about my family. And even though I think my mom and dad could have done things better, I really try to see everybody, including them, in the best light possible. Give everybody a fair chance in my brain. And if I make a mistake, which I've made a lot of, some pretty bad ones even recently, I always try to not just say sorry, but find something to do to make an action for it. And I've done a lot of work for old people.
Mm.
Like when I was living in the trailer park, I was the handyman.
Yeah.
I'd go around because they're too old, right? They can't bend over.
Yeah.
They can't do things anymore. So I'd take time, like before school, I'd get up at 5 and 6 and go snow shovel in the winter.
Oh wow.
Because there was a lady who couldn't walk properly. She needed a wheelchair and her ramp needed to be cleared. And I'd get up before school and go do that.
That's so nice.
So, and sometimes, I never asked for a whole lot of money either from these people because I knew they really needed the work.
Yeah.
And even now that I've left the park, they're still calling me and I have to say, no, I'm sorry. I don't live there anymore.
Oh no.
Well, could you just come for an afternoon? And it's like, well, I'll see. Because that was another thing too, is I'd stay and I'd talk to them.
Oh yeah.
My one neighbor, Tim, I'd always have a root beer with him afterwards and talk to him because they just want to talk, just like I'm doing here.
Yeah.
So I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just crazy.
Contrary to popular belief.
Popular belief. Yeah, I'm not a monster.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with people at school having that perception because again, it's kind of what I'm asking for with the actions that I have.
Yeah.
Like to do that kind of stuff and not expect people to think I'm crazy.
Yeah. Like you just
Is
kinda,
crazy.
Yeah. You just have to like accept it. Like
But that's the fun in it too.
yeah.
I walk into a classroom and I know I don't know if this is bad, but I know I'm in charge, right?
Mm.
Like I feel socially dominant.
I think one of the reasons that you feel like that, right, is because you you have this carefree
Mm-hmm.
kind of like stance, I guess, and yeah, like, it really doesn't matter what people say about you or whatever. Like you're just gonna do
Yeah.
what
I'll just do my
best.
thing.
Yeah.
And I want other people to do their thing too. Like I respect a lot of people because even though I'm a menace, like there's people in the hallways that I know don't get a lot of attention or maybe come from even worse homes.
Yeah.
And I try to take some time out of my day to wave at them. Like there's a kid in my electronics class and I could tell he was he kept to himself a little more. And I'd make sure to take time whenever I saw him in the washroom, whatever, say, hey man, how you doing? What's going on? What are you up to this weekend? You chilling out? Just talk to him, right?
Yeah.
And I think he really appreciated that. And I remember he was just always smiling. He'd say goodbye, but you see him walking down the hallway and he's very quiet and he keeps to himself. It's like I want everybody to feel happy, even though that might not always be what I come across as.
Yeah.
But even that in laughter.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people find joy in laughter and doing the crazy things, at work is what I love
Yeah.
to do the most. And you could probably speak on that, right?
Yeah.
I'm even more of a menace at work.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Wendy. What can I get for you?
Yeah. I love it when I'm like on dishes and whatever.
Oh yeah, and you just listen to the headset.
Well, because that's all you're thinking about, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it happens to everyone. It's funny.
Yeah. Our one manager doesn't like me too much.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Again, I respect everybody at work. And if people from work do see this, I respect you guys. You know, I think you're all really cool. Brandon said I am unapologetically myself at work, which I think pretty much sums it
Yeah,
up.
that's a good way to put it.
It's pretty good. And I don't know. Again, serious people at work. Serious
Yeah.
people are fun.
Yeah.
Serious people are easy to sort of mess with a little bit, you know?
Yeah, also because serious people, like, they're not used to, like,
All good. It's my energy.
um, the power just went out for people
Oh, was
listening.
that a thunder?
Oh, it's
Oh,
thunder.
hey, look at that.
That's pretty cool. There was a bunch yesterday. Did you hear?
Yeah, last night too.
Yeah. What was I saying?
Oh, you were gonna talk? Oh no.
Oh, serious people.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not used to like being rattled.
No,
you know?
they're not.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not used to anything like that at all.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not used to people like messing with them and stuff like that.
So again, they're super serious, right? They're
Yeah, and they wouldn't think that someone is gonna try that either.
and that's
You know?
the other awesome part. Is
Yeah.
they don't even see it coming, and so you step in there and you just start messing with them, and it totally like it crosses all the wires, and then there's again, I don't. This one is probably a little more rude. One of the ruder things I've done at work.
Mhm.
But there was one guy that came in and he's like, "Hi, can I get a Dave's single combo?" And I was like, yeah, do you want a soft drink with that?" And then he's like, yeah, I guess I'll get a Coke." And I was like, okay. Do you want cash or card? Probably on my debit. That was a real conversation, right? He started going, and so I'd match that. Probably a little. That was a little more. Probably shouldn't have done that.
I wonder if you even noticed.
He didn't.
Oh, really?
I tried to I literally I was doing that. I tried to make it noticeable. Cash or card? On card, please. He didn't even notice. He didn't even notice. And then people come up to the window and I'll mess with them. At A&W, I was even more of a menace. I'd hide below the drive-through window, and then roll up and I'd jump up. "Hi there!" It'd be some poor old grandma. Literally, I would hide, and I'd jump up through the window and "Hi there!" and it'd freak them right out.
I wish I could have seen that.
I "Hi there!" And then she, "Sorry for scaring you. I was not very polite, young man." Yeah, well, come on. You need a practical joke here and there.
Yeah.
And then scowl at me and drive off. But I had fun.
Did you get fired from A&W?
I quit.
Oh,
In fact,
surprised.
yeah, I'm surprised too. I'd quit twice. The first time, he actually almost begged me to come back a little bit.
Oh,
He
really?
did not want, but he didn't want anybody to leave just because of money, right?
Yeah.
He didn't care how you worked if you made him money.
Right.
But the second time I'd come back, it was a lot better. And then eventually, I couldn't take Bob.
Mm.
I couldn't take, and I don't care if he sees this because I don't work there anymore, Bob. But freaking bald head. Yeah, he no, I didn't like him very much. He I felt he scammed us, scammed customers. I just didn't like him.
Yeah, that's what I love most about our boss is that he doesn't do stuff like that.
Oh,
Like
he lets us
he
do our
really
job.
cares about us.
Totally.
Yeah.
And there's good schedules set into place, and they actually listen to you if you have
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah, it's really good. I think that's why like Wendy's in the next coming years is gonna really thrive because so many like fast food and even just like regular restaurants, like the managing is terrible. Like it's so bad. And you hear about so many stories from like students.
You do, especially McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was one place I shouldn't say and their managing was like so bad. um, and they had like a bunch of people quit. And literally they have like people get hired and then like months later they quit. So they're
Yeah.
like constantly getting new people.
Yeah, and they never know, like, they don't know the set routines. They haven't been there long enough.
Yeah, exactly. And they're always like trying to train people.
Right.
And so, it costs a lot to train.
It does. It's
Um,
money training.
yeah, because, it's like,
They're learning.
yeah, like even at Wendy's, right? Like we
Yeah.
spend 10 hours training.
Plus modules, right? Plus doing the modules.
Yeah,
Is that what
exactly.
you're talking about?
Yeah, I think we get paid for that too.
Yeah. So
No,
you're
but
losing money on that even.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, companies lose a lot when they hire people. Um, yeah, so you really, as a company, like you really want to keep the people. Um, yeah, because if you don't, you're gonna lose lots of money, and you might have to like decline business and stuff.
Hmm.
Like, yeah,
Or fire long-term workers in exchange for a
yeah,
bunch of new, like
yeah.
on salaries and stuff, and you just can't hold them anymore.
I know, yeah. Yeah, at Domino's where my girlfriend works, they just like upped everyone's salary a bunch.
Really?
And I don't know where they got this money, 'cause like months ago, they were like struggling for staff, they were like
Oh.
struggling to pay people, they're like struggling just like in the business in general. And then all of a sudden they're like doing all these things, they're like not hiring anyone and stuff. Oh, it's crazy.
That's and then all of a sudden huge pay rises for
Yeah, I think it's 'cause sales,
maybe
just 'cause
because of
it's yeah,
summertime.
'cause it's the summertime, and I think that they really like got fucked over in the winter. And so now they're doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, more money. Doesn't matter how you get
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah, another thing that's great, like if you're working there, this is what I was thinking. I think we should both work there.
Really?
Yeah. Well, maybe, yeah, it's good if you're a driver, like if you have a car and stuff, you get paid a lot because of tips. Like you
Yeah,
basically get paid double.
pretty much.
Like, 'cause you get paid like almost the same amount as you get paid normally, but just in
It's
tips.
just in tips.
And tips isn't taxed as
But you
well.
got to think about gas money too. Like
Well, yeah,
how much do you actually get back? Do they pay for gas money?
a little bit.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it is a little bit.
Well, I don't have
Uh,
my own.
yeah, yeah, me either.
Yeah.
I also don't have a car,
Yeah,
so
I don't have a car either. I got a bike.
I wish that they did bike delivery. That'd be
That would be
awesome.
so cool with the bag on the back,
Yeah,
right? Like what is it? Peter Parker
pizza's
is
flying off, you know.
yeah, like the mailman, right?
Yeah,
With the throwing the newspaper, throwing the pizza box,
pizza.
and a pizza for you, and a pizza for you. That's not what I ordered. Well, that's what you get.
That's what I. That's you're gonna get it. So, all right. Should we get a little philosophical?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Yeah.
deep.
We're in the 30-minute mark. So, um, do you have any personal philosophies?
Yes. Personal, is that like almost like morals? Or just
Yeah.
like what you believe, what you should do?
Like things you live by.
Balance.
Balance?
Balance.
What do you mean?
Balance, baby.
Like not falling over or?
Balancing a baby on your finger?
Oh, okay.
No, balance. I believe in balance. If like the sort of karma thing, putting out positive energy, you get positive things back. Putting out negative energy, you get negative things back.
Mm.
If something good, like a blessing has happened to you, it's almost expected that you find a meaningful way to pay it back. Because there's difference between, somebody does something nice for you and you do something just to even it out.
Right.
You want to do something that's actually meaningful.
Yeah.
So I've always believed in that. That's like the whole act of that neighborhood handyman, is that I'm coming to do work for them and I'm not expecting a whole lot of pay.
Right.
But I am also expecting that I'm going to sit with them afterwards and I can ask some questions and they'll answer it.
Right. Yeah.
So a lot of my philosophy has come from the amount of old or wise people
Mm.
that I hang out with
Yeah.
and just asking questions.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of similar to me.
Yeah?
I haven't been able to like talk to like so many old people or whatever. I don't know like if it's I don't know, you know. I can't remember the word, but um yeah, like I don't really talk to that many old people just because I don't like have access, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Have
Um
access to old people.
yeah. um but like I ask a lot of questions. That's one reason like I decided to make this podcast. Um is because I like asking like deep questions. I like knowing the deeper meaning behind things, and really like knowing the full extent of people and why they do this, and like why they act a certain way, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's really, really like interesting to me.
Really?
Yeah.
So, what's been an important experience for you to help shape that that's something you're interested in?
Um. Well, so like ever since I was a kid, like I've kind of always been like off in my own world, you know.
Yeah,
I have a big problem with listening.
gotcha.
'Cause like yeah, unless I'm really like focusing on the conversation, and um like I actually like care about what you're talking about, like then I'm really gonna listen,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna take in like everything I possibly can,
Right.
right? But if someone's talking to me about like events or whatever
Yeah.
that are happening like
Their new
months in
car.
advance, like I don't really care.
It's too far to think about.
Yeah, so I'm like off in my own head, thinking about like something that we talked about like minutes earlier, and like not really paying to the current conversation. And then I'll like pull back from like stuff that we were talking about before, because I've like wasn't done or whatever.
Right.
um yeah, people hate me for it, but yeah.
Did you play pretend a lot as a kid?
Yeah. um
Do you still play pretend?
Not really.
I play pretend, but I do it in public.
Yeah. You're like the opposite.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I had like I had an imaginary horse.
Really?
Yeah, his name was Blue. It's Blue
Blue?
Horse. Yeah, my mom always had to like make up stories on the way to school, so I would actually go to school, and like yeah, like pay attention and like actually walk and stuff like that. Like she'd be like, oh, like we gotta go to the kingdom or whatever, and it's the school,
That's awesome.
and like we'd go on. It'd basically be like adventures.
Totally, because you want to make it seem like an adventure, because you want it to be on an adventure.
Yeah, exactly. Like I wouldn't want to go to school unless that was happening, right? So
Well, I really respect that.
yeah, and when I moved to Cranbrook, like my imagination kind of fell off. Um,
A lot of change moving.
yeah, yeah, I kind of grew up a bit there. Yeah, there was a lot of change in like how I think and everything. I used to be like I was a completely different person.
Really?
Yeah, back in Winnipeg. I was like a popular hotshot. I would literally like bully kids.
Really?
Yeah, like not like
Like, no.
not like actually mean, but like I
Right.
would like make fun and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like
Poke a little fun.
yeah, and like I was a lady killer back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to
Yeah.
look at your handsome face. You're even a Nick killer over here, man. I love you, bro. You got a cute nose. Anybody ever tell you that?
Oh, thanks. No.
Keep going.
um, yeah, but then when I moved here, yeah, everything kind of changed, and like new perspective on life and everything, because you gotta leave all your friends and everything behind,
Yeah.
like there's just like
So young, too. Like,
yeah, yeah, and that's one thing with like Barrett too. He's next on the podcast of it,
really?
so
Oh.
yeah, if you're watching right now, he's next. But yeah, he had the same thing. He moved from
Thunder
somewhere.
Bay.
Yeah, Thunder Bay.
Thunder
Yeah.
Bay,
Same year as me.
So
Um,
you guys came in the same year?
yeah, yeah, and both to Amy Woodland and
Oh,
everything. Yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
Because I remember when Barrett moved in here, because he was a street from the other kid I used to.
yeah,
Oh, no
yeah,
way.
yeah. So that's one reason why we became friends really fast,
Yeah.
is because like, and we've been friends like off and on, but that's because like we both had the same experience, and like had this like clarity
Just
all
searching
of a
for
sudden.
different things.
Yeah, Um, yeah, and we obviously like drifted apart and stuff like that. As we get older, like it is kind of hard.
Hmm.
Like growing up with friends, like yeah, that kind of happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you guys have a special connection, sort of,
yeah,
but you're still on your own journeys.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think that me and Barrett are gonna be like friends for a long time.
Long time.
Yeah,
Totally.
because we both like think the same. Like we both like are like thirsty for knowledge. We both like physics and space and stuff. Um, and like we're both not that smart. We're not like we're street smart. We're
Yeah.
not really school smart. But we both like love to learn the stuff about school.
Hmm.
We like to learn the stuff in school. We're just not good at it.
Just not good at it.
Yeah. Um,
Well,
I
you
feel
must
like
be good at it if you want to become a physicist.
yeah, that's true. um, yeah, I I don't think that I'm gonna be very good. Um, I think that certain qualities are gonna like really push me um to be able to like pass classes and stuff like that. Like um just like having perseverance and really like enjoying the subject. Um, and yeah, just trying to not let the mark that you have or like even if I'm failing a class or whatever, like the class you're not taking it to get a good mark,
No.
right? And certain people do this in high school especially. They take certain classes that are easy and they know that they're easy so that they can just ace the class and get good marks.
Workplace math.
um but what my personal philosophy, I guess, um would be that you should take the hardest classes as long as you know that you're going to enjoy it, and don't take it to get a good mark. Take it to learn.
As a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more to learn about the subject
Huh.
than retain the information, I guess. I don't know.
And
Like,
again, that goes back to what I was saying, like learn, right?
yeah. Yeah,
So we do it.
exactly.
We totally agree on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's through our different journeys and challenges that we've, discovered that.
Yeah.
But hey, there you go. Another learn.
Learn, guys.
Whatever you can do, learn.
I was talking to you before. I wanted to know cuz like you kind of talked about your, growing up
Yeah.
before. Um, and I guess you've kind of lived in like lower end
Totally.
housing
I,
and
I would say that, I could say comfortably that I've come from, not poverty,
yeah,
never poverty. It's not like I was beat every day or anything, but
yeah, like you had
there were a
struggles.
lot of things I couldn't do.
Yeah,
There were a lot of missed opportunities. Trailer park.
yeah,
I'm from the trailer park, and
yeah,
ultimately, no matter what I do in life, my home will always be the trailer park. That's where I
yeah,
come from. I'm white trash. But in my head, I see it as a really cool part of my story
yeah,
because in the trailer park, it becomes community,
yeah.
and you can see shows like Trailer Park Boys, which I have seen.
Oh
Seen all
yeah,
12 seasons 3 times because, of course, oh yeah, I'm in the trailer park too, man. Yeah, yeah. But it wasn't like that for me. It was a lot of finding community and going for walks at night and seeing all the different cats and waving at people and knowing all my neighbors. It was a huge sense of
yeah,
community.
yeah. And that's very different from how I grew up. Because I grew up in like I guess you'd say like I don't know like middle class.
Yeah.
I guess middle to low class. Because my family's we've been in lots of debt throughout the years. But kind of stayed in middle class the whole time. And so yeah, our growing up has been so different. Like, cause I grew up in like a decently sized house and everything in a big neighborhood
Yeah.
in the city, right?
City, close to all your
Um,
friends,
yeah, and even like moving here in this house, like it's very close to central like Cranbrook and everything.
close to school, close to stores.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Everything's like 15 minutes away. And yeah, like being close to everyone is yeah. Yeah, but it's very different. Like, I don't know if you had like cable or anything like that.
I mean, I try not to focus so much on the bad, but if I'm excused to go down the bad side for a moment, like things was like food again came down to mom, you know, buying everything like 12 packs of chives.
Oh, wow.
What are you gonna make with 12 pack? Like there was never the and again like I don't want to sound ungrateful. I was very grateful to even have something to eat,
Mm-hmm.
but it was never, you know, the proper things. Like if I actually wanted to make something, there'd always be a key ingredient missing,
Right.
and the fridge was always like they'd always buy the freezed cans of juice,
Mm.
right, and bread.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was eggs, but Dad wolfed those down. There was bacon, but Dad wolfed those down. And I had to learn to innovate, like grilled cheese and vegetable soup. I'm
Mm.
very fond of that.
Interesting.
Probably not the healthiest, but we always had a lot of vegetable soup. And but the other thing is, it's not like we were shown how to do the most with little ingredients because they never sat us down either and said, "Hey, we don't have much stuff. Let me show you how to make the most nutritious meal with what we have." It was never like that.
Right. Yeah.
And mom would, I'm sorry, again, I love my mom and dad, but she'd always make the worst meals.
Yeah.
And I, again, like I'm saying, like it was bad sometimes, but it was sad when she would actually eat it
Mm.
and she would shove it down her throat, just, oh, yeah, pretend to like her own cooking and stuff like that, right? And I don't know, just in the trailer park, it was a lot of loneliness. And Dad would come home from, I don't know if I'm saying too much, but I know they'll never hear this, so it's okay.
Yeah.
The stuff I've told my friends anyway, so I'm all right just talking about it. But just things like, Dad would come home and he'd try to talk to him, and it would always be work. And a lot of times I kept the house clean.
Oh, yeah.
I did a lot of dishes and a lot of vacuuming, and they never noticed.
Hmm.
Like they'd come home and I'd have done a good job, and first thing Dad would say when he got in the door, "You wouldn't believe the day I had at work." And then, "Oh, how was it?" And he'd start talking. I'd say, "Oh, well, guess the day I had at school." "Tell me later. I'm going to go to my room." "Oh,
Jeez.
okay." Or he'd watch TV all the time. And he never came on vacations. And vacations is
Oh,
another
really?
thing. He never came on vacations. Never hugged me.
Oh.
Never came on vacations. And we would always go to Christina Lake to see mom's parents, who are actually my great aunt and uncle, but
Okay.
they've always been granny and grandpa.
Yeah.
But through maturing, I was pretty heartbroken probably the last time I'll ever go out there, when I saw kind of who these people really are.
Okay.
They were pot smoking, use up all the energy of everybody around them. Just not good, not cool. Auntie Sarah and Uncle Ian, those guys are great people. I respect them. Auntie Sarah and Uncle Ian will always be good. Those guys are cool people. They smoke a bit of dope too. They do their thing, but I really do respect them. They work hard for their family and what they do. But then escaping from the bad side of that, again, this is all my story. And I'm
Yeah.
really proud of my story.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to achieve greatness one day in music. And I want to be the first record label and studio to actually take care of the artists and
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure that there's no drugs and that they're taken care of and they're earning the wage they want to be. And my dream is to have a big studio, 3 separate studios inside a bathroom, my office. I'll have a big desk and a nice chair. And people will come up to come do a record deal, and they'll walk inside to the receptionist and say, "Hey, we're looking for a Nicolas Kuhnert. Where is he?" "Oh, he's out mowing the lawn." Or he's out snow shoveling. And I want to take care of the building. I want to be, I'm the owner, like I'm top guy, but I hire people to do their job. I let them do their job. They love to record, so let them record. I'd like to have high schools come and tour the place,
Oh yeah.
show them this is what it looks like. If you're interested, I do internships, I do stuff like that. Um, I want to create, because what we're missing from music is a strong sense of community.
Mm.
Because I don't want to sound like, oh, all new music is bad, but it's just, I'm sorry to say, it's just not very groundbreaking anymore.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of evil that did go down back in the 60s and 70s, but they had a lot of things right too.
Yeah.
And I just want to bring it back, but even more positive and even more relevant to people today. Like, not just bringing it back, like bringing back the emotion and the love of music, but in a modern sense of it.
Yeah.
People can enjoy it today, and this can be today's thing, and it'll be our world. And I would love to be the leader of it.
Yeah.
And I can do that with music. And I've already feel like I've achieved a sense of success with that. Sorry.
That's all good.
I started an Instagram account for my guitar.
Yep. Link down below.
Yeah, link down below. And then Isaac made one, and Keanu made one. And it was so cool that then they started posting their own stuff, and we've got already our own little community.
Yeah.
But I won't, like, I just feel like I influence that a little bit. That's a score to me. That's an absolute win. They're great. And even Riley has one too, his guitar account.
Yeah.
Like, these are great musicians. And I just feel like I might have had a little spark in that.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel really good inside. And I feel noble. Well, I don't know if that's the right word, but I just feel good. I just feel warm that I've already seen that I can inspire and that I can influence positively, which gives me confidence that I will be able to achieve the things I want to achieve, even though I've already gone through a little bit of hell and there's a lot more hell to go through.
Yeah.
This gives me hope.
Yeah. Yeah, so you already talked about how you want to like make a record label company or whatever,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Do you have a plan for that? What's the
There's 2 stages. I'm hoping to start writing music and have that become my thing first to actually get my name out there.
Yeah.
And if I actually do make it, then that's where the dream of the record label would come out, because I'd have the proper connections and enough influence that people would come and actually have deals. Because I'm hoping to undercut all the big labels.
Oh, okay.
Hoping to, because I want to work for the artist.
Right.
MCA, RCA, Sun, Capital, Atlantic, they don't want to do that anymore. It's all about what's going to make money.
Yeah.
They don't want to chance it. They don't want to do it because of the art. And people will tell me, and people are going to tell me, they'll say, that's not going to make you much money. That's not how you get rich. Well, maybe I don't want to get rich. Maybe if I have to live in my studio for a little while, I will. But I really love this art. And I really love music. And when I listen to music, just listening to the song, I already feel like I'm at the concert. And it's all I want to do. And I want to be someone influential in music. And I want to be somebody that, I want to end up in a kid's bedroom on a poster, and they look up to me the way I look at my influences, like Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin and Eminem, Cypress Hill, a whole bunch of different guys. Frank Sinatra, Jimi Hendrix, because they had the drive. And at the bottom line, they love music.
Yeah.
And I love music. So what's going to stop me? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to stop me. And I'll make sure that everybody around me is accounted for too. I'm not on my own. There are so many people helping me, and that probably will help me along the way, that these people will not be forgotten. And I will not forget these people, not just in sending them an envelope of money, but like in my heart, the people that have helped me, even my parents, they weren't always the best, but there were times where I felt we were a really strong family, and I still feel love for them, and especially my bro Jaden. But I'm going to do it. And the people around me are going to do it, and everybody's going to be happy.
Yeah.
Even if it's going to suck sometimes, ultimately, I want the people around me to have smiles on their faces, have a little bit of laughs, but also feel comfortable and feel safe.
Yeah, a little family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody can be family. It's not about blood. It's about who do you love?
Yeah. That really is.
Oh, man. What are we at here?
54 minutes.
Oh, we're getting pretty close then. Hey. Shit. Well, you got any remaining questions? Anything you didn't quite get to? Or?
I think so. And we can go over an hour. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. You don't mind a longer episode?
No, yeah.
Like I'm saying, if I do make it, a lot of people are going to come back to watch this. You're making history too, buddy.
I hope so.
And this podcast is an incredible idea. Because again, like you had an idea, and I remember you coming to me, you said, okay, I think I want to start a podcast. Like 2.5 weeks later, boom, here we are, episode 3. We're in the space, and I'm here sitting with you.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And you can take this as far as you want. This is how Joe Rogan got started.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah. Navy said to me after Isaac went home, he said, I think this is the start of like a montage of like people coming in the door,
Yeah.
coming down here, and there's like all these clips like put together of like different people in the basement and everything, like recording and yeah.
Totally. And I'm so proud to have my episode on this show. I'm really proud to be sitting in this chair today.
Me too. This is one that I kind of want to say to or ask to everyone that I interview. What is or will be your gift to the world? Like, what will you bring?
Love. I'm going to bring love. Love to my families. Love to my friends. Love to art. Love to people who've never been loved. Love to people who have too much love. Love to people who don't love themselves. I want to bring love. And what is love? Love is passion. To really, really like something. I really like music. There's a lot of other people who really like music. I really like family. I really like friends. I just want to be a guy who loves people and who loves what he does and gets enjoyment out of everything that he does and works with. And even if times get really, really tough, I will love the challenge. Can I get through this? How will I get through this? Okay, let's get to work. I want to bring love to the world. And in not just a whole new way or like real. Like the camera turns off and I tell you how grateful I am to be here today. And I go home and like personal, what I see through my eyes, love, that's what I want to bring to the world. That's my gift. Love.
I really like that. Do you have any other things that you want to talk about?
If you walk through the park and you see garbage, pick it up. It doesn't take much to walk to a garbage can on your way out of the park.
Yeah.
And tell your parents you love them. Even if you don't feel that they've been the best or whatever, just say it. Even if you hate them or they're not there, in your heart, just once, just say that you love them. Because those are the people that put you here today. My parents put me here today. And no matter how much of an asshole they may seem sometimes, or if they're never there, or if they are there and they're the best, they did give you a gift. They gave you a life. And what you do with it is up to you. So tell your parents just once, just say that you love them.
You're going to make me cry.
It's the truth.
All right. Well, it's been great having you on the
Thank
podcast.
you, Hudson.
Yeah.
Awesome guy.
I hope to see you again.
Yeah, maybe come back for recap. Good luck to the rest of the people that sit in this chair. He bites. I'm just messing. Oh, yeah, thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah. I really liked having you on here. It's been great.
Thank you, man. I'll see you guys in the future.
All right. See ya.